You're watching Avenue X, and today I want to talk about a Chinese period drama that has recently started airing on multiple platforms: Tencent, iQIYI, Mango, also CCTV satellite television, 太平年, sorts into Plowshares. This is a 48 episodes period drama that, as I'm making this video, has just aired 14 episodes. Technically, it hasn't even reached a third of its entire length. But I do want to start talking about this drama because I've been waiting for it for too long and just don't want to wait anymore. Due to this is a really special historical drama looking at Dai Shi Guo, 5 dynasties, 10 kingdoms time. Even in education of history in China, this is the period that often gets brushed over. Let me first introduce you to the basic information of the production, and then I'm gonna talk a little bit about the historical background, then I'm gonna talk about what I think about the drama so far, and then at the end of this video, trying to add in a little bit of the drama's reference and its relationship with the current quite popular game Where Winds Meet, which is also set during Dai Shi Guo period. First, about this production, it is produced by Huace, which is a quite well-known drama production company, and CCTV, China Central Television. It is directed by Yang Lei, who is the director of many quite well-known Chinese dramas previously, including the sci-fi Three Body. It is written by Dong Zhe as an original script. For the casting, it is led by Bai Yu, Zhu Yawen, Zhou Yutong as the 3 most important characters who probably will have most amount of screen time. Then it features many other very important characters, so you can think of this as a semi-ensemble drama. Those would include Yu Haoming, Dong Yong, Bao Jianfeng, and many others. And some of them will probably surprise you. For example, so far, the most surprising actor who showed up in this drama is Ren Youlun, who I really liked, who previously I would consider him to be like exclusively in contemporary idol romantic drama. Yet in this drama, he played Shi Chonggui, who is a very short-lived emperor of the Houjing dynasty. I didn't even recognize it's that actor because he's got a beard in this drama until a few minutes after he showed up. I'm like, oh my god, it's you. I'm pretty sure for the next 34 episodes of this drama, I'm gonna see a couple of more surprises. The drama was shot from end of September of 2024 until end of January 2025. It pretty much took exactly a year's time for post-production and getting the license, and finally airing on January 23rd, 2026. Then let's talk about the historical background. The period of time in Chinese history referred as Dai Shi Guo, 5 dynasties, 10 kingdoms. It is half a century of utter chaos. When contemporary people look back, we would usually term the time from the year 907 to the year 960 as the, strictly speaking, 5 dynasties and 10 kingdoms, although the period of chaos actually started about 2 decades earlier than that and then ended about 2 decades after that. The year 907 is the official death date for the Great Tang Dynasty. You can think of Tang as a huge, successful conglomerate company that covers a huge area that has many different departments and sections and regions ruled by local powerful people. When the empire eventually broke up, nobody can convince the other person that they should be sitting on the throne. The Zhongyuan, which is the Middle Kingdom area, which today you can consider as the Henan province being the center of the seat of China's throne. That region during those 50 years was ruled by 5 different surnamed people and their descendants. Because it is sitting at the traditional throne of China, therefore it is called the dynasties. Then the 10 kingdoms are the peripheral smaller kingdoms that surrounds this Middle Kingdom region that has the highest ruler termed as king instead of emperor, as emperor is reserved for the Middle Kingdom seat dynasties. These 10 kingdoms didn't exist at the same time simultaneously. It is during this half a century some power shows up, got taken over by others, and then some stayed for the whole period. So adding them together, it is 10 kingdoms. For the drama Swords into Plowshares, it is focused on mainly 2 places. One is the emperor, the 5 dynasties, the Middle Kingdom part. One is a small kingdom of the 10 kingdoms called Wuyue, which is situated in current Zhejiang province. The power of the seat of that little kingdom is at current Hangzhou, the home of Alibaba and China's Silicon Valley. For the Middle Kingdom, during those 50 years, as it went through 5 dynasties, Houliang, later Liang, Houtang, later Tang, 后晋 later Jing, 后汉 later Han, 后周 later Zhou, 5 of them. And before that was the proper Tang dynasty. After that was another unified power, Song dynasty. When we start the drama, we are already in the Houjing period, which started in the year 936 and ended in the year 947. During the time, the Houjing, later Jing dynasty, was ruled by the Shi family. When the drama starts, you will see the ruler as Shi Jingtang, very historically infamous emperor in Chinese history due to he gave up the Yanyun 16州, the 16 prefectures of Yanyun, which is what you will see a lot in the game Where Winds Meet. He also called himself the Song Emperor to the Khitan Emperor to the north, who is actually younger than him. And these couple of things made him infamous in Chinese history. He was succeeded by his nephew, Shi Chonggui, played in this drama by Ren Youlun. As of the episode 13-14, which just aired today, the Jing has lost its throne to the Khitans, but then the northern kingdom realized they really don't have any ability to rule and manage the middle kingdom, so they retreated back, leaving the empire open without a ruler. Therefore, the Hou Han, later Han, showed up, ruled by the Liu family. And in episode 13-14, they have just taken over, so we are in the Hou Han, the 4th dynasty of the 5 dynasties of Middle Kingdom right now, which will only last 3 years. By the year 951, it's taken over by later Zhou, whose ruler is Guo Wei. In the drama, you already see him. He also only stayed on the throne for a few years and then died and passed his throne to his nephew, which in the drama is played by Yu Haoming. And his surname is actually Chai. Chai Rong is his name. But his uncle adopted him, therefore he switched his name to Guo Rong. Yet his real name is Chai Rong. So when he took over, eventually the dynasty is still named Chai with his real surname. This guy, although he was only on throne for 5 years before he died, was recorded and known in Chinese history as 五代第一百月光. That's the contemporary word. But basically, he is the #1 sort of like most beloved, successful ruler of the 5 dynasties. Had he survived much longer, there would be no Song dynasty. We probably would just have a Zhou dynasty that lasted how many hundreds years, and the royal name at the time would be Chai instead of Zhao. But history should have it that he really didn't live long enough. So he died in the year 959, and by the year 960, it was Song dynasty. Zhao Kuangying, which in this drama is played by Zhu Yawen, at the time was a very successful and very good general under Chai Rong. It just happens to be emperor died too young, and he's got a very, very young boy son who is basically a baby. And because 5 dynasties and 10 kingdoms was so chaotic, everybody is so scared of we have a baby emperor sitting on the throne, it's not going to be stable, and shit is going to happen again, we're going to have wars. So history recorded it as basically Zhao Kuangying got pushed up to the throne by the people in the court because he's an able man in his 30s. By all means, better choice to control the Middle Kingdom than the baby. But also this would be criticized by later historians technically as a usurper of his king. So forever, Song dynasty's origin gets debated in terms of how legitimate it is. And in the drama, the male lead is actually Bai Yu. He's not the Middle Kingdom person. He is the king of one of the 10 kingdoms. His surname is Qian, and the Qian family really started ruling the Wuyue Kingdom from the beginning of Dai Shi Guo 907, and actually until 18 years after Song was found, year 978. Was the time that Bai Yu's character voluntarily gave up his throne and made the kingdom a part of the unified Song dynasty. Zhao Kuangying, played by Zhu Yawen, already died. It was his younger brother Zhao Guangyi, who is the 2nd emperor of the Song dynasty, who officially carried out that transaction of the Wuyue's power into the Song dynasty. This is my super concise version of 5 dynasties and 10 kingdoms and the background of this historical drama. Just by listening to it, you can understand why this part of the history is not even well studied by most Chinese people due to how complicated it is. So this is something that this drama would face from day one when they make it, is how can we simplify or make this thing easy for people to grasp, as it is so complicated and chaotic. Now let's get to talk about the drama itself, based on the first 14 episodes. As usual, I'll divide and conquer. I'll first talk about the problems I see in this drama, and then obviously I'll be talking about the good things, because this drama still has many, many good things that really impressed me. On the not so ideal side, number one, if you know about this drama before it aired, you've followed news like I do, then you know this drama is led by Bai Yu. He is the Yue Kingdom ruler, and the story is about him growing up as a kid to 50-year-old really, and then eventually being the good ruler of his little kingdom, but decided to give that all up so that his kingdom's people will not suffer any war, and it will safely, smoothly get integrated into the Song Dynasty unified kingdom. Yet when they started the first episode, they set up first 5 dynasties is a chaotic period where people literally eat people, like it starts with cannibalism, which is actually really, really true to history. And historically, it could only be worse than what you see in dramas. And then it immediately shifts to actually talking about Zhu Yawen's character. And because Zhao Kuang-yin, as the first emperor of Song Dynasty and very, very well known in Chinese history, he's much more famous than Qian Hongchu, the character played by Bai Yu. If you've never heard about any previous promotional material about this drama, you'd think this drama is about Zhao Kuang-yin. Yet it's not the case. But they set the drama up with a beginning that's focused on Zhu Yawen can be very misleading. So I don't understand why they had to edit the thing this way, because you can totally just change the editing order. You set up Wu Yue as your beginning of narrative, a kingdom that is not very well known to contemporary general audiences in China. You give more space and time to let everyone know who are the characters, what is Wu Yue Kingdom, what is the relationship between that and the Middle Kingdom at the time. Then you shift, make Zhu Yawen's character show up. I think that's making more sense. Somehow they didn't do it that way. They really focused too much on Zhu Yawen's character at the beginning, and it can easily confuse people. The second thing, I really cannot blame them too much, but it still looks very funny, which is the age of people. In Wu Yue Kingdom, when it started, you would see Bai Yu's character played by a younger actor, which is great because historically he was just a boy at the time. He's the number 9 prince. The number 6 prince who took over the throne from their father at the beginning of the drama is played by Wu Haochen, who is basically similar age as Bai Yu. And historically, these two brothers actually were only 1 year apart. His older brother, number 6, was 14 and he was 13 when the drama started. Yet one is played by a teenager, the other is played by an actor in his 30s. I can understand though, as a production, you cannot find the perfect actors to do it. It's gonna be too chaotic to have like teenager actor of every character and who just show up for 2 scenes and then they grow up. Might as well just only do it for the lead. So I just want to let people know, historically, correctly, okay, at the beginning of the drama, Bai Yu's character was 13, played by the younger actor. Once it switched to him playing it, he was actually only like 18 or something. And to be even more funnier, Zhao Kuang-yin historically is only 2 years older than Bai Yu's character. At the beginning of the drama, when Bai Yu's character was played by a teenager, young actor, Zhao Kuang-yin was played by Zhu Yawen, who historically was only 15-year-old. It's a very old 15-year-old. The age of people in this drama is, you just have to make believe things. And if you know, you probably would be like slightly finding it funny. After all, it's dramatic storytelling. It's not really documentary. Number 3, one more thing that I would say they could have actually done that make people's life easier and wouldn't really affect the quality of the story would be they are somehow fixated on reciting the full title of everyone. So every time they speak, it's like all the titles, that's like 30 characters before their name comes up. This official of this military of this like position in court comes over to talk to you. I'm like, that's unnecessary. Maybe do it once and then further like everywhere in the drama just call a simplified title and get down to business, because you would hear people like literally speak 10 seconds of their titles and still not getting to the point, and it's not making sense for dramatic storytelling to do it. It starts to look like it's a show off. You just imagine like in Game of Thrones, right? If Daenerys, every time she shows up, right, she has to recite all her titles. How bad the drama will feel like. The whole pacing will be completely shattered. Then let's talk about the great things of this drama and why I kept watching it from day one when it aired. I was like chasing it every day. Number 1, I kind of already stated at the beginning of this video, which is it's the only one historical drama that is about 5 dynasties and 10 kingdoms that I can remember since I started watching Chinese drama as a kid. it fills the gap. We don't have anything. At least now we have one thing there. Whether it's the best thing out there is like a second question. First is just take the position. Second point, I really highly appreciate the ensemble cast. For the long-time viewer of my channel, I have special soft spot for the actors who were in the olden days of BL dramas. So Bai Yu is one of them. He's like the first, at least to me, the pair, right, of Guardian back in 2018. And I would admit I always have this kind of filter on him. It is just nice to see that he can take on this role, and such a rare role, and really hasn't been done by other actors previously. And I highly look forward to his future performance. But his show really just started. And now I think as time goes on, if he's doing a good job, it will be more and more interesting to look at his performance, because this character is such a dramatic character. If you look at historically what this person has gone through, and then inevitably the stages of his life, how he needs to shift and change and adapt. So it will be really interesting to see by the end of the story what kind of king of Wu Yue he is gonna perform and show us. A couple of people really surprised me with their great acting. For example, the actor Dong Yong. I didn't really know that he could play characters who are just so vastly different, yet all 100% convincing. He was the actor in the Trident drama with the 3 old policemen story, with Chen Jian being him and Hao Ping, who is also in the drama as Zhao Kuang-ying's father. In that drama, he's the sort of like policeman who's an absolute brute. And in this drama of a historical, he played the legendary Feng Dao, who is the most famous, probably official in Chinese history, for the reason that he is the person who served 10 different emperors in his lifetime as the important official, not just the peripheral one, like the left-handed man. In a way, you can think of like he never shifts and emperors shifts around him. He's like the pin that holds the period together. Among general publics, he's not very famous. Among historians in Chinese history, he's like the best known official. Just the demeanor, the way he talks, and he's just so looking like one of those ancient paintings you would see in Chinese history where they paint a famous emperor, and you totally believe he is the epitome of 士人, the scholar class, and who is so good at doing their job as a perfect civil servant that they literally outlived 10 emperors. And many other people that I don't have time to go through one by one, but I'm really happy overall about the casting, and I highly look forward to when the thing actually got really hot for them later, how it's all gonna turn out. The third thing about this drama, which is inevitably it ties into currently what goes on in the world. Look at the time when it got made, 2024, end of it to 25. Look at when it gets released, early 26. Look at what the story eventually is gonna end up with. That it's picking the chaotic period of Chinese history as the focus, but it's also picking the one little kingdom that had its sort of perfect little haven compared to the other regions of China at the time, decided eventually to give it that all up and not struggle and not having a war, not losing even one life of the civilian, not creating any chaos, to peacefully integrate into the kingdom so that people can have 太平年, can have the peaceful life. Think about what's actually going on in China right now, right? Pretty obvious why it shows up and when it's necessary, almost in that sense. Also, the fact that this does talk about Yanyun 16州, which is the Yanyun 16 prefectures that got lost during Hou Jing's ruling. It will take another 432 years. From that point onwards, when Shi Jingtang lost it to the Khitans. To Ming Dynasty, when Zhu Yuanzhang showed up, and he's like, I'm gonna take it back, and he managed to do it. So finally, the Middle Kingdom managed to take back that region. That is the natural barrier due to its geography that is around the current Beijing, the Yanshan Mountains, to take back that region so that the Middle Kingdom has a natural barrier instead of completely getting exposed and for the Northern Kingdom to come down and invade at any time. This story obviously is going to end in Song Dynasty, so 燕云16州 will still not be in Song at the end of our story. 400 years later, it's going to come back, even becoming the seat of capital from that point onwards of entirely China, even till today. Like Beijing right now is capital, and it's 燕云16州. It's actually in 燕云16州. You can think of how important that part is to China geographically, politically, and historically. China has patience. If we have to wait 400 years, we'll wait, and we'll still get it back. So another kind of statement in a very hidden way of saying that. And You can definitely overinterpret that. You can also not interpret from that angle at all. It's just a historical, however you want to look at it. It doesn't change the fact that I really like it as a historical just on its own, and I highly look forward to the future 34 episodes. Finally, to wrap up this video, quickly talking about its relationship with the game, Where Winds Meet. If you've been playing the game, you know you as the main character was a baby, although in the global server it hasn't gone to that point yet, but in the Chinese server you already see the cutscene where you're basically a baby crying in the battlefield. It's like the only surviving symbol of life in a very brutal battle during Dai Shi Guo. You get carried away by your uncle Jiang, stuffed in the place called Qinghe, hidden for 15 years of safety until your home gets burned down, and then you had to go out in the world and finding out what happened and who you are and all that. When the baby was carried away from the battlefield, that was the famous Zhongdu Qiao battle, which happened in the year 946. By the year 947 comes around, Hou Jing, later Jing, has lost itself to the Khitan. This is right at the point where Khitan invaded the capital, Kaifeng. When you play the game, when you get to Kaifeng, you will play this little really nice event called One Leaf, One Life. And that is about a group of people trying to hold a banquet that got interrupted 15 years ago due to the Khitan invaded and came into the capital. And that's actually what has just happened in the drama around the time when Jing lost to Khitan and the capital got raided. In the game, when your hometown got burned down, that was around the year actually 961, which is just 1 year after Song Dynasty was founded, which means at the time Kaifeng is already ruled by the Zhao family, and the emperor was Zhao Kuang-yin. Big brother Zhao is not a normal person. Just so you know, historically accurately, in the game when you met him as the chubby guy, he is only 34 years old. 5 dynasties, 10 kingdoms, ages, people. That's all you can say. And then that guy who looks like really handsome, who has multiple sort of identities, who's in the purple robe sometimes, and then as Jing Zhongyuan, as his, another person as his undercover identity, is Zhao Kuang-yin's younger brother. They're actually historically 12 years apart. So he's a very fresh, early 20s, handsome man, at least in the game. So now you can look at the drama and kind of anchor your character in the game and the time and like what is going on in the world. Another really interesting character who has showed up in the game in Kaifeng is Mu Rongyuan, particularly in Sword Trials and Heroes Realm and getting bombed by her gunpowder barrels. She is a fictional character in the game, but she has historical parents. She is the daughter of Li Yun, who is a famous general during that time. She's also the sister of Li Shoujie, who is a very famous general as well. She's also the sort of adopted daughter of Mu Rongyanzhao, who's also another very famous general. The tragedy historically is Li Yun and Mu Rongyanzhao were actually against each other. Li Yun doesn't want to yield to Song, to Zhao Kuang-yin's power. Therefore, there was actually a big battle, and Mu Rongyanzhao and Li Shoujie, who is Li Yun's son, actually teamed up and then eventually destroyed Li Yun's army. Imagine like if you live in that time and you are facing with that kind of like family and the chaos. Very understandable that she's so pissed and she's like trigger happy. Since the drama Taiping Nian has only aired less than a third of its content, as it progresses, if there's more stuff to talk about, which I hope it does have, and then even like stuff to link to the game that's ongoing, people are still playing, although it's unfolding very slowly, I will make further videos. You can let me know in the comment section about what kind of things you want me to make videos on regarding, for example, just the drama or the drama and history or the drama and history and the game. Just let me know so that I can plan what videos to make for you for the next 2-3 weeks to come. That should be the end of this video. Thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.